Welcome back, guys, to Sports Club. We are going to recap Week 12. How was your Thanksgiving, first of all?
I threw up on Thanksgiving night.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Was it because of the food or the alcohol that you...
It was neither. I got some virus. Emily and I got a virus. We had a stomach virus, and we were throwing up everywhere. And the Dallas loss didn't help.
Well, let's talk about the Houston-Detroit game, which was a
very good game.
Incredible good game, but it was a debacle there near the end, thanks to Jim Schwartz.
Yeah. And didn't he make a scene last year towards the 49ers coach Jim for doing the same thing? Saying, know the rules!
Hot calling the kettle black there.
Know the rules.
He forgot his handbook. He forgot to study his handbook before this game.
Yes.
Well, to be fair...
You had too much turkey lurkey.
To be fair, the red flag rules are a heck of a lot newer than some of the old stuff, especially that Harbaugh was doing.
I agree, but rules are rules, and if you're in the NFL, you
should
know the rules.
True.
Yes.
Know the rules.
34-31 final score in overtime.
It's
a good win for Houston. They continue to
roll. One loss.
Be the number one seed in the AFC. Detroit just continues to fall apart.
They're not a team this year that's going to make the playoffs. They're not going to play. I mean, just plain and simple.
What was the main difference between this year's team and last year's team? Because last year's team was solid. They played really solid defense.
No run game. They have no run game this year.
And their defense is garbage.
Yep, their defense is a lot worse. But no run game this year. It's hurt them a lot. They're not
all you got to do is guard.
Yeah, they're a very one-dimensional team. Yes. If you put 4 people on Calvin Johnson, there's no one else. Yeah.
Pedigree. I mean, credit Pettigrew, but other than that.
Talking about the dog.
Yeah. Moving on to the Washington-Dallas game. I know Bryce is real pleased about this game.
I'm going to drink after you just keep talking about this game.
No, we actually need your fan perspective on this. And RG3 had another incredible game. This is back-to-back weeks that he's just been beast mode.
Well, for Dallas, it's more of the same. Just sloppy play, turnovers, penalties in the wrong position, offensive line getting false start after false start at home.
Taking illegal drugs in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, no DeMarco Murray. I mean, it's just kind of the same old thing that we've been seeing all season from the Dallas Cowboys. And honestly, Cowboys fans just kind of need to get used to this, because this is the Dallas Cowboys that are here, and until Jerry Jones gives up the GM rights, these are going to be the Dallas Cowboys to stay.
Well, to be fair, Romo threw for 441 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, he did his job, but I mean, I agree with you. And as a Dallas fan, and there was rumors out this week that a lot of Dallas fans are trying to petition to remove Jerry Jones from the office of GM.
Very, very smart decision.
Yeah, let's tell the owner he can't run his team.
I mean, that's a recipe for a good football team and any team. Crazy owner that likes to spend a lot of money, a smart, frugal GM.
He's not smart.
No.
But he's a crazy owner.
That is very true. We have one piece of the pie, crazy owner.
I mean, we've already seen this pedigree in Al Davis, and look what happened to the Raiders for so long.
Yeah.
Especially nearing Davis's final years. God rest him, his soul, but
he went crazy.
He just didn't draft properly.
Yeah.
38-31 final score. Like I said, RG3 just had an incredible game, and Romo did too, to be fair.
Well, they have no balance on offense, so it's all on Romo's shoulders pretty much.
Newsflash, guys, the Jets suck.
That's a newsflash.
Straight up, they're bad.
They just garbage.
I really want to know who all really watched this entire game. You watched the whole 4 quarters. I turned it midway
between vomit.
I was throwing up, man. I had nothing else to do but lay there and watch TV.
In between, after the second part of the second quarter, I was done.
I actually just wanted to watch to see how bad it was going to get, because it was almost comical how fast the Patriots were scoring. I mean, at one point, the Jets fumbled right into a Patriots guy's hands, and there was no one in front for the end zone.
21 unanswered points in 52 seconds.
It was hilarious. Patriots score, Sean Green's fumbles, returns for a touchdown. Jets fumble on a kickoff, literally right into the guy's hands while he's running full speed.
52 seconds.
Hilarious. It was hilarious. One of the funniest things. I just wanted to watch to see how bad it was going to be. It was like a train wreck.
How long
it was like a Gallagher show.
The Jets coach is fired?
I think he gets another year.
Really? Rex Ryan's going to be
just because their number one offensive and their number one defensive players have been out this year. And I think that's the only reason why he gets one more year.
They're now 4-7 on the season after the 49-19 loss. But I mean, like we said before, like you guys have been calling for it. When do you start Tebow?
I think Tebow.
I mean, that was the whole purpose. The whole purpose of bringing Tebow in was to.
Why trade for him if he's not going to play?
Well, his ribs were hurt.
Was it trade? Well, yeah, his ribs were hurt. But are we just having him there to put seats in?
Yeah, is he a publicity stunt, which I originally thought he was, which is really a disservice to Tebow because he's not a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but he's not bad. He's not worse than Sanchez.
Bad news for the Jets. Also, fireman Ed
quit. He quit.
He's done.
Yeah, I read about that.
He's no longer going to be there at the games. Moving on to Sunday games, Minnesota loses to Chicago on the road. Everyone kind of saw this. Adrian Peterson, I think that was 5 straight games of 100 rushing yards. And Jay Cutler actually came back in this game and played pretty well.
As much as I hate Jay Cutler, that offense really clicks when he's at the helm, and it doesn't when he's not. So he's a cog in that weird offense that somehow finds ways to win games.
Raiders fall to the Bengals 34-10.
Carson Palmer's return to Cincinnati was horrible.
Snooze fest.
He three picks?
Yes.
Or 4 picks?
Yeah, that's nothing compared to the game we're about to talk about. Yeah, we're on the same game.
Okay. Let's talk about this.
8 turnovers.
Pittsburgh loses to Cleveland of all teams.
8 turnovers. 3 interceptions by Charlie Batch and 5 fumbles by 5 different Steelers.
4 running backs. 4 running backs and 5 fumbles.
No.
1 running back fumbled twice.
Yeah. I read the I'm trying to remember the
4 and 3 is not 8.
5. Well, I was like, what? I was trying to remember the stat. It's 5 fumbles was the most in Steelers history in one game. That's what it was.
I don't know anybody that's ever, with the exception of the Eagles, that's fumbled that many times.
But 8
and
turnovers?
The Eagles would have won.
Yeah, the Eagles would have won. 8 turnovers?
The sad part for Pittsburgh is they had Charlie Batch at the helm, and Charlie Batch, no joke, if you take mine, Bryce's, and Daniel's age together and add them up, I think he's still older than all of it.
Yeah, and if you take our 3 athletic ability and add it up, we're still over the Charlie Batch.
We are bad.
I think they would have taken Tebow to play in that game. Charlie Batch was atrocious.
Moving on to Denver. Denver continues to win and actually does what? I mean, Peyton Manning, guys, has been fantastic this year. He's proving to be an MVP candidate. I don't know if...
I say after Matt Ryan's 17 interceptions...
17 interceptions.
2 weeks. 2
really?
weeks, yeah. Since he got a new nickname, which I'll comment on later, Manning is the MVP for me right now.
Manning continues to flourish. He's 7...
Really?
Yeah, no.
Who's your MVP?
I don't have one right now. But I just know it's not Manning. It's not Manning.
17-9
Colin
finals.
Kaepernick?
Yes.
Wow, really? 17-9 final score. Denver over. Jeez, I just lost it.
Denver over
Kansas City. Moving on to the Falcons at Tampa Bay, a game that both Bryce and I called the Buccaneers winning.
Both wrong.
I did too.
No, I picked the Falcons.
I picked the Bucs.
We'll replay the tape.
I did. I thought the Bucs.
They held the muscle hamster only 50 yards, which I thought he was going to do over the century mark and run all over the Falcons' defense.
He still had 2 touchdowns.
Well, only 50 yards though. You can get a touchdown inside the 5-yard line, whatever.
You run 10 yards and have 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but they held him under 50 yards. And
Falcons D actually stood up in this game. I was really impressed with them. I was a little bit concerned going into this game. I was worried, number one, because we're near the bottom of as far as rush defense is concerned, and going up against Martin was worrying me. We're also real short on our secondary. Our corners have been injured. Asante Samuel went down with the shoulder injury. It's really getting thin here for.
The Falcons haven't impressed me in a long time. I am not impressed with them. Their 10-1 record is they are not that good. The Falcons are not a 10-1 team. They pull all their games off at the end, and it's the only reason that they are 10-1 is because other teams cannot close them out. The Falcons are not a 10-1 team, my personal opinion.
They're a 10-1 team.
Yeah. I would say the reason
they have W's, man.
Yeah.
I mean, win a game, but
it doesn't matter. It's the NFL. If you get a W in the NFL, it's a W.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
regardless of if it's by points or by 50.
I mean, the Texans had to go into overtime with the Jaguars.
And here's the thing: New England's been blowing out teams for the past 4 teams. They've been blowing out teams for the past 4 weeks. Falcons still have a better record. Just saying.
And the Falcons don't have their top target hurt either, which the Patriots do right now.
Indianapolis continues to impress me. Also, they're a really solid team.
On an Andrew Luck train.
20-13 final score over the Buffalo Bills. Andrew Luck continues to impress, I think, everybody. He will be, in my mind, probably offensive rookie of the year.
FYI, I was following him when he was in middle school.
Andrew Luck or Martin for Rookie of the Year?
Andrew Luck. He's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the other rookie quarterback. Actually, 2 of them. Russell Wilson faced off against Ryan Tannehill this weekend.
And this was a really good game on paper. Did not look like it would be.
It was very close, very competitive. Just a duel between 2 of the quarterbacks that weren't really in the limelight. They weren't in the RG3 Andrew Luck talks. Just going at it. Terrific 3-point ending game. Very exciting.
Miami wins 24-21. Final score. Jacksonville actually pulls off a big win for them.
They play the Chiefs?
24-19. They beat Tennessee.
Tennessee has been sliding. The Titans have slid slowly these last 3 weeks.
Baltimore wins 16-13 over the Chargers. They continue.
3-point win against the Chargers. That's.
And on a 4th and 29, did you see this play?
They converted it, yes.
Did they convert it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure they converted it?
No.
I'm not either.
But they got the first down. It was the longest 4th down.
Tied for the longest
4th down conversion ever in NFL history.
I think the longest, it was tied for the longest, and the other one was a 27-yard pass and 2-yard run to the end, to the first down. St. Louis pulls off a win against Arizona. They're
atrocious.
7 straight loses. Wow.
Mm-hmm. After starting 4-0, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's
31-17 final score. St. Louis wins. San Francisco pulls off a big win against the Saints.
10-point win, which in New Orleans, which I didn't think they could do.
I didn't either. I thought Breeze has been solid lately, and actually, you guys helped the Falcons out, and we'll talk about that.
Colin Kaepernick looked
the
terrific
preview
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football, 38-10, just a beatdown by the Giants.
This was not the same Packer team that beat the Texans.
We screwed that pickup.
Yeah, big time, big time. I still think the Packers are going to win the NFC North, though.
That's still a rough
good call
with the Bears.
Still.
Well, we'll know these next couple weeks will tell.
Monday Night Football, 30-22 final score. Carolina pulls off
had a giant game, didn't he? He just looked terrific and put up numbers, yards, touchdowns.
Thanks.
Just looked.
I lost in my money league. I was up by 19 points, and I'm sitting here thinking Cam Newton has sucked lately.
Yep.
I've got this in the bag. Cam Newton puts up 37 points, and I'm like, oh. Moving on to the other game that we were going to recap from, let's talk about the Saturday game. Ohio State at Michigan, or Michigan at Ohio State. Big loss by Big Blue.
Yeah, couldn't muster up enough.
Ketchup.
Yeah, that's one of the words I was gonna describe it. Yeah, Braxton Miller comes through, has a big game. That defense just completely shut down Michigan in the second half. It was amazing.
0 points in the second half. They
3 turnovers in the second half.
Ohio State's defense actually didn't allow Michigan into
the 50
past the 50.
Yeah,
at all. It was beautiful.
The defense completely shut down. Completed the 12-0 season, undefeated, untied, only the 6th time in Ohio State history.
Go Notre Dame.
And we may, if we get enough interest, we may actually do a college bowl season this year.
I will be pulling for Notre Dame in the national championship.
Yes, sir.
I will be too against any SEC team. For Bryce and Daniel, this has been recap of Week 12. Thanks, guys.